Hi guys, I'm Charlie Book Fanatic. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to talk to you about the books I want to read in April. The first book I want to talk about is a book that I got for my birthday from my boyfriend, and that was A Record of a Spaceborn View by Becky. This is a book I've wanted for a long time, but this paperback edition only came out recently. The book actually came out last year already, but I really wanted this matching edition for The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, which I have behind me on the shelf. And I don't have the second book because I didn't particularly like the second book, but I definitely loved the first book. And I haven't read this one yet, so I am excited to find out about this one. This book follows three different characters called Tessa, Kip and Sawyer. Tessa is the sister from Captain Ashby from the first book, and we follow the accident fleet, and I think the fleet is kind of dying, and it's these three characters trying to save their fleet. And the main question that's being asked in this is, what is the purpose of a ship that has reached its destination? So I think it's these three characters trying to figure that out. It's definitely going to be a character-driven story, just like the first book and the second book. It is a very character-driven series. It's called the Wayfarer series, and I am very excited. I didn't really like the cover for the second book anyway, and I really love the two colors matching up in this book. It's not as thick as I imagined it would be. I'm definitely excited about diving into this world again. I'm also participating in the Pop Sugar Challenge, and this is a book that fits with the challenge of reading a book set in space. I have 3 more books on my TBR, and I have no physical copies of those books, so I'm just going to put a picture up. I kind of found a loophole for the next book. I'm going to read November 9th by Colleen Hoover in April. I have read multiple books by Colleen Hoover. I have really liked them up until now, except for Slammed. Slammed is a book I don't want to talk about. But November 9th has this particular cover that I've seen pop up multiple times now. To fit with the challenge for Pop Sugar, I had to look at an alternative cover, and this one has a necklace on it, so it fits with the challenge of a book with an accessory on the cover. It's about 2 characters who meet each other on November 9th and then decide together to meet up every year after that on the same date, but they don't see each other in between. And they talk about their lives on that day. They develop some kind of romantic relationship, although I don't know exactly how you do that with only meeting up once a year, but it is a romance novel, so we'll see how that plays out. But the male main character is a novelist, and he is writing about their love story in some way, and the question that's being asked in this book is, can it be a love story if it ends in heartbreak? This book has a 4.3 average rating. That is very high, so I have high hopes for this book, but I don't know how much I will like it since I have read an adult romance thriller and a YA book by Colleen Hoover last, and this is completely different. This is like something she was writing in the past a lot, like contemporary romance novels, and I hope I will like it as much as I like the last 2 books I read by her. Then I'm interested in reading Ms. Marvel Volume 9, Teenage Wasteland. In this volume, Ms. Marvel is disappearing and other heroes are trying to take over for her. I think she is popping up somewhere. She is still the high school student that she always was. She's still going to be in this issue, but she's just not Ms. Marvel. I'm almost caught up with this series. I think we're on volume 10 or volume 11 right now. I think there are still new issues coming out, so the series is not done yet, but I am definitely getting caught up. Ms. Marvel matches up with the challenge of an author whose first name starts with the same letter as their last name, which is a W, because the author is G. Willow Wilson. Obviously it starts with a G, but I went with the second name, Willow, and then Wilson. The last book I want to read in April is Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. My TBR is running out of books, and I was looking at the first challenge on the list, and that is a book that is becoming a movie in 2019. I went on a search for a book that fits up with this challenge, and apparently Stargirl is being adapted into a movie. I know Stargirl is one of Kayla's or Books and Lala's favorite books, and I decided to read this one, especially because I had already read most of the things on the list. But Stargirl sounds very exciting. It is a YA contemporary about a girl called Stargirl who has always been homeschooled. She's 15 and then she joins an actual high school. It's about a guy who falls in love with her, and Stargirl is very special, very weird in this high school community, and she gets bullied. That's really all the synopsis says, but I am excited to read this one and find out more about it, because apparently it is a very magical book. This is the first book in the Stargirl series. I think there are just 2 books in this series, but I'm excited to figure this out. It has a very special cover as well. I think it's really pretty. So those are all of the books I want to read in April. Maybe I will read more than that. These are the books I am setting out to read. Let me know down below, have you read any of the books I have just talked about, or what are you going to read in April? I would love to know. Thanks for watching. Goodbye!